Kelly, Rick, and Lewis. This grandma, man, she's a riot. So this 38-year-old unmarried granddaughter and her grandmother were driving in the car. Grandma decides to start talking about her situation being 38 and being unmarried. Here's how it went.
I'm 38.
I've never been married.
Really, Nana?
38 years old. I've never been married. No children or nothing. You sure missed a lot of life.
Why do I have to get married and have kids to have a good life?
You don't have no good life.
I do.
You don't go nowhere.
I do. I just got back from a trip.
By yourself, no man. If you don't have a man, you ain't nothing.
Really? I'm not nothing without a man, huh?
I had a husband till he died, huh?
I still have sex.
I know you do, but that's not right. That's dirty. Sleeping around like a...
Oh, it's
She
one
called her a
person. One person.
Sleeping around like a...
Whore.
That's actually, it was slut.
Same thing. Whore.
No, they get paid. That's the difference between the two.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Kelly has the dirtiest look on her face. This makes her so
I do?
angry.
It doesn't. I think it's a generational thing. A woman who's 106 years old, she grew up, and the goal of femalehood is to find yourself a good husband and settle down and be a housewife. That is her generation.
The atomic family.
I absolutely, I have sympathy for that. I really do.
I know, but somebody's shaming somebody for not being married.
I mean, obviously they're close, grandmother and granddaughter, and she's being ornery, old lady, and the granddaughter's taking it with a grain of salt. She's sounds like a friendly exchange, but I mean, I didn't get married till I was 39. And I will tell you the amount of people, and it wasn't a ton, but a few people after I got married were like, "Oh, we heard you were gay." And I was like,
"Oh my God.
You heard I was gay?"
What?
What? And I was like, that's weird. Is this some topic of conversation about me that I was unaware of? And I'm like, just because I waited till I was 39 to get married, I suppose it's still a thing. I'd like to think it was generational, that an 106-year-old woman, she has an excuse. But still...
Oh, she's serious, though.
I got married in 2003 and people were saying that.
Wow. Yeah. Is that
it's whatever. And nobody was being accusatory or shaming or anything. I think it was just hey, well, this is just what we thought. I don't know. We heard this, whatever. It wasn't
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, I mean, that was fine. It was just odd. I'm like, why are you discussing my life like that? That's really weird.
The thing is, you should do what's right for you.
Yeah, but everybody thinks everybody, including me, I'm not beyond having an opinion about somebody else's life. Everybody does it, but it's weird that people admitted it to me. I'm like, you can just keep that to yourself. I don't need to know what you're talking about behind my back.
Well, but again,
keep it behind my back.
Would you rather be married one time and get it right, or be married multiple times and go through the drama that comes with that?
Yeah, I just don't think people think things through that much, I mean, everybody was super happy for me getting married, and apparently a lot of people thought it would never happen for me.
But it did, and it's worked out for the last 20 years.
It's worked out great.
Rocco said the definition of a whore is someone who screws everybody. The definition of a slut is someone who screws everybody but you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's funny.
So Peggy said, I was married for 15 years, and I've decided life is much better without a man.
Yeah.
But I do think the grandmother isn't necessarily... I mean, it's coming across as wrong, but I believe Kelly alluded to it. That's the time that she grew up in. You grew up and your whole purpose was to find a husband.
Right.
And if you didn't, but that was also a time too where if you were married and stuff went wrong, you tried to work it out.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, not going right, let's divorce.
Well, it was much harder to get a divorce.
Correct.
They've made it really easy now. You basically can do it by mail. I mean,
right. Irreconcilable differences.
Right.
Standard.
Phil says I just made a boo-boo and gave up my age. I tell people all the time, 59. There's no secret to my age. I love my age. I've had a great decade in my 50s. Next year, I turn 60, and I cannot wait, man.
And she still looks 39.
It's all been great.
That's the thing right there.
You would never in a million years.
Nope.
If you met Kelly, you'd be like, there is no way you are 59.
The rest of us you're only? Yeah. Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Don't set people up. Next Blitzmas that I'm at, concert, people will be like, I thought Vic said you looked young.
Yeah. Oh, please. Please.
Yes, I have absolutely shining silver hair, man. I embrace it. I love getting older. I'm wiser. I'm a better person. I'm not perfect, as we all hear from time to time on the radio.
You're not?
I love getting older, but I thought it was interesting that people came out of the woodwork to say they couldn't believe I got married to a man.
Kelly has the timeless youth. The rest of us are like, hey, got you some Metamucil this year for the holidays.
Oh, my
awesome. Thanks. Hopefully I'll use that in another 25 years.
But I do know this is a thing where a lot of women, as they get older and they're not married, they do get a lot of crap from family. Why haven't you got a husband yet? When am I going to get grandchildren? Yada, yada. Do guys get that same pressure, or is it just?
Oh, I think so.
Do they?
Yeah, I think to an extent. You don't have any kids. You're not. Dude, you don't want me to reproduce. You really
I
don't.
think guys get it. I mean, anybody who's listening, men, if you got married later on in life, for the first time, like in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, I mean, I'm sure people say things, people make comments, because it's just like a societal thing. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to like get married and have kids.
Right, yeah, the atomic family. Yep.
Again, we spend so much time making everybody fit molds when we should just, hey, you do you. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, try something else.
The divorce rate is still 50%, and that's among unmarried people. People who have never been married before that get married. If one of the people who gets married has been married before, it goes up to 60%. If both people have been in a previous marriage, so you got two people who are divorced getting married, it goes up to 70%.
Wow.
So you would think you would learn and get better at it, but no, evidently
you
there's
just
a
know
problem.
You know when to cut and run,
right?
And you're not afraid to do it anymore.
I guess so. And it's also funny in a marriage where the woman makes more money than the man, the divorce rate is 40% higher among couples where the woman makes more money. And then that takes me back to Peggy saying, I was married for 15 years and I've decided I'm much better without a man.
Yeah, I think sometimes you are.
Yeah, I understand. There's a lot of jerks out there. So I get it.
It's funny because we got a text here from Christy who says she struggled with infertility and didn't get pregnant until she was 32. She says people treated her like she was a crypt keeper. My niece is pregnant for her second. She's 36, and they classify her as geriatric. It's a geriatric pregnancy.
At 36?
At 36,
really?
Which it's just a wild term.
It is.
I mean, can you keep that part to yourself and just treat me for a pregnancy? my niece, she's like, oh yes, I have another geriatric pregnancy at the age of 36.
But I think the other thing is there are those people out there that are afraid to be alone, and they don't realize that sometimes, even though it might be harder and more difficult in certain situations, they are better off alone.
Nathan said he's 37. He says, I hear it all the time from my mom. She asks about grandbabies all the time. Chris said, absolutely, guys, get it. I just turned 40. I get it from my mom, my grandmother, my aunt.
Yeah,
okay.
It's wild.
Ryan says he's never married, no kids, and he's 45. Good for you, Ryan. Live that life.
Whatever makes you happy in life, man. I think that was the way it was for so many years. And, the atomic family, you get married, you have a son, you have a daughter, you have this perfect family, then you have grandchildren, and you just keep the society rolling along at this perfect pace. And
I have determined from my experience, 12 to 17, I'm great with kids. And then once the 17, under 12, too young. You annoy me. Over 17, now all of a sudden, I kind of feel like I fail on a regular basis. So it just depends. So, kids isn't for everybody, though, and that's fine.
Yeah,
but your line will die with you.
JD says, yeah, Nick, you wonder why they call it an atomic family, because, boy, can it blow up.
Yeah.
Here's Allison, or I'm sorry, no, it's Lincoln Park this time on the Blitz. Lincoln Park on the Morning Blitz, 7:56 with Kelly, Rick, and Lewis. Found out we have a lot of single happy people in our audience texting in. Not married, no kids, loving it.
Angry Keith said, I'm pretty sure it's not atomic family, it's nuclear family. And I think he's right.
Oh, he's right. You are right. Why was I? Why?
You're
I get
on
it.
quite
Atomic,
a roll today.
nuclear. They're all bombs. They're all
Well, yeah, an
bombs.
atomic bomb, a nuclear bomb.
You're
Yeah, it's the
right.
same thing, right?
Sure.
Yeah, but it is the nuclear family.
Yeah.
That is the term for it. I don't know. What do you want? What do you want?
Well, none of us caught it, so you're good.
Yeah, you knew what I meant.